this evening on ENN Tonight.
Ahead, students and teachers are taking their message straight to lawmakers, rallying at the state capitol and demanding change.
A night of denim with a deeper message. Community members gather to support survivors and raise awareness about sexual violence.
And a popular thrift chain is expanding, with its first North Carolina location opening right near Elon. See when you can begin shopping.
Those stories and more?
ENN Tonight starts now. We begin tonight with educators and student teachers rallying for a state budget. Good evening and thank you for joining us for ENN Tonight. I'm Charlotte Fobby.
And I'm Alice Morrissey. North Carolina educators took to the streets of downtown Raleigh, calling on lawmakers to pass a state budget and increase funding for public schools. Our Emma Perman has more on what some educators had to say.
Kids over corporations, that's what students, teachers, and other community members are trying to tell legislators in that building.
Education is a right.
The rally, organized by the North Carolina Association of Educators, brought together teachers from 18 school districts, some traveling hours to be here and even from Alamance County. Brian Profit, Vice President of NCAE, says this is not just a day off from work.
Part of our job description is to advocate for our kids, is to advocate for public schools. It's actually what we're evaluated on.
Local teacher and Vice President of Alamance Burlington Association of Educators, Tabitha Boswell, says her frustration comes as lawmakers remain without a finalized state budget, nearly 300 days past the deadline.
The lack of leadership and the lack of public school funding in North Carolina is unacceptable, and they should be embarrassed.
The state has been operating without a new budget for months and has caused teachers and other state employees to struggle with the little funding. Lexi Levine, a senior at Elon University and student teacher for ABSS, says working in a nearby Burlington school has shown her how much these decisions impact local communities.
How am I supposed to get these kids to feel valued and feel like their education is valued if budgets aren't being passed to value their education?
Educators say they are urging voters and lawmakers to take action.
Do your job. I'll do mine, you do yours, pass a budget.
Organizers say they plan to continue contacting legislators and organizing at the local level, including upcoming meetings at the Alamance Burlington Association of Educators. Emma Perman, ENN Tonight.
Lawmakers do not have a timeline for the North Carolina budget.
More police may have been present on Elon's campus. That's because of Elon's Student Undergraduate Research Forum, where students don't have any classes. Town of Elon Police Chief Callie Blackwelder says that historically, Surf Day results in an increase of loud parties, overindulgence in alcohol, and disorderly conduct, affecting the non-student residents of Elon. Blackwelder says that on this day, between 2 and 6 p.m., they conducted an alcohol compliance operation. There were also officers from both Graham and Burlington departments. Some weren't in uniform and were driving unmarked vehicles. There were a total of 32 citations given out on Surf Day, mostly for open containers. But compared to the week prior, there were only 6 citations given out for that entire week, none of which involved alcohol, only for traffic violations.
Republican state lawmakers have introduced a bill which would ban certain books from elementary school libraries and allow the state to withhold pay from school district leaders who violate a 2023 law. Our Kate Gray is in the studio with us to discuss changes that might be coming to schools.
Thanks, Alice. Republican lawmakers clashed with leaders of the Chapel Hill Carborough City School District during a hearing in late April over the school district's compliance with the 2023 law. That law, called the Parents' Bill of Rights, banned school districts from including teaching on gender identity, sexual orientation, and sexual activity to kindergarten and 4th grade school curriculums. After the hearing, lawmakers filed House Bill 1043. This bill would ban books from school libraries and allow the state auditor and North Carolina Department of Public Instruction to financially penalize school districts that violate the law. The list of books the state is planning to ban has not been publicly released, but during the hearing, Republican lawmakers said 155 books from Chapel Hill Carborough's library list violate the Parents' Bill of Rights. Those books include I Am Jazz, a story based off the life of Jazz Jennings, a spokesperson for transgender kids, Pride, the story of Harvey Milk and the Rainbow Flag, and others, which discuss gender orientation and sexuality. Democrat lawmakers have called the hearing and bill a distraction from the lack of a state budget. The bill has just been filed and has not been taken up or voted on by the House. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kate. We will make sure to keep an eye on the bill as it moves forward.
The search for Elon University's inaugural dean of the new School of Engineering and Computing has been made confidential as final candidates begin to visit campus. Candidate presentations began last week and continue into this week, but attendees are required to sign their name and email addresses, agreeing that they will not disclose any candidate information. 5 of the last 16 searches at Elon were not confidential. The dean will serve as the head of the new school, which is set to open in fall 2026.
As the weather starts to heat up for the summer, North Carolina is seeing its first signs of extreme drought conditions since 2008. Conditions for the current drought started in September of 2025, though they worsened this January. Water levels in the state are similar to what they were in 2007's drought, which was the worst drought in North Carolina history. In a recent interview with the Elon News Network, chair of the North Carolina Drought Management Advisory Council, Klaus Alberton, said that even though rainfall levels are similar to 2007, he said, quote, "The impacts to now are nowhere near the same. During the wintertime, there is not much of a demand and a lot of ecosystems are dormant, not much evaporation," end quote. Alamance County's currently does not have any mandatory restrictions on water usage, but the North Carolina Drought Advisory suggests that residents should stop non-essential water usage and begin recycling their water. For more information, check out this week's edition of The Pendulum, out May 6th.
Well, we told you last week about the burn ban that the state of North Carolina has been under since March. Our Mackenzie Cruz has updates for us in the virtual studio. Mackenzie, what is new and what is the same?
Thanks, Charlotte. Last week, most of the state was in a severe drought, and now 53% of the state has moved up to an extreme drought, including Alamance County up here. Charlotte is in an exceptional drought, the most intense category. This contributes to major crop losses and imposes water restrictions in cities like Charlotte and Raleigh. It also means the state is under a burn ban to lower wildfire risk. Campus-wide fire pits have been turned off, and Aloha's S'mores Outdoors has been canceled until further notice. Last week's thunderstorm was not enough to ease drought conditions, so hopefully we'll see more consistent rain this week. That's all for now on the drought. Now for your evening forecast. At 7 p.m., it'll be 72 and still sunny. The sun will set at 8:09 p.m. And then at 9, it will cool down to 66 with mostly clear skies. And finally, at 11, we'll see more of the same at 60 degrees. That's all. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mackenzie. We'll check back in later for our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Maybe we'll have some rain.
Elon University is starting a new open bag policy for commencement ceremonies for the first time, this year encouraging guests to avoid bringing bags for safety and efficiency. Permitted items include small clear bags and clutch purses, while most larger bags and items such as alcohol, noisemakers, drones, and weapons are prohibited. The university says all items are subject to search and prohibited items must be returned to vehicles. Elon's Office of Commencement did not respond to Elon News Network's request for a comment.
Community members filled the room in Denham for a cause. Up next.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
there's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hate is loud, but love is the majority.
As Elon's sports season comes to a close, focus is now shifting on to next season. We go live now with our Kathan Gandhi in Elon's Mosley Center, where Elon Athletics is hosting an event aimed to increase student engagement. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll have Kathan later in the show. Elon's Corey Concourse is officially giving students a first look at what's ahead for the Slattery Center, formerly known as the Healthy Youth Center. Now, renderings are on display for this week, and they review what's inside the building and what it'll look like. The building is set to become a hub for wellness and student life. According to Anu Risanen, the director of Healthy U, plans include a fitness center, a climbing wall, and a bouldering wall, and an indoor track and basketball court, along with group fitness studios and indoor cycling. The center will also feature an aquatics complex, classrooms, meditation space, and recharge pods, and a culinary classroom, which includes a kitchen, are in the works as well. The Mark and Kim Tyson Counseling Center will also be a new addition to the space.
This year marks 70 years of service for the Alamance County Rescue Unit. The unit hosted a 70th anniversary open house event at their station in Graham. The event featured equipment demonstrations, food, and a bounce house. Chief of the unit, Chris Mowney, says the unit has had an impact on many lives.
We've been here for a long time, many years, 70 years this year. It means that 70 years of service to this county, to the citizens, many rescues, many lives saved, and a lot of great volunteers over the years that have dedicated their time and service to the community.
Mowney says the best way to get involved is to take part in one of the many fundraisers or share the unit's social media pages.
Crossroads Sexual Assault Response and Resource Center hosted its annual Denim Day, a dinner and fashion show. Crossroads is a nonprofit that serves sexual assault survivors in Alamance, Person, and Caswell counties. Over 200 community members attended the event. ENN's Kate Gray has more on what it represents for survivors.
Crossroads put on their biggest Denim Day event yet, featuring speakers, a raffle with prizes donated from local sponsors, and a denim fashion show. Crossroads Executive Director Meredith Peffley says that while she expects tears from guests, she hopes the event is a source of fun and fellowship.
The way they unite is we all have the single cause of serving believing survivors and working to strengthen the organization that we all love.
The Denim Day movement is observed internationally to raise awareness about sexual violence and oppose victim blaming. Daniel Sisk, a captain for the Graham Police Department, says all law enforcement agencies in Alamance County have a protocol with Crossroads. If certain criteria are met, officers refer victims to Crossroads.
Sex assault victims are usually have self-internalization that they may not be believed or they may not be supported.
While the room was filled with mostly older adults, the fashion show featured several members of a local Girl Scout troop.
We talked about the past of the organization, we talked about where we are today, and then with the Girl Scouts as models, we see the future, and the future is bright for this organization.
Peffley says Crossroads aims to keep growing its Denim Day event and encourage donations to keep services free for all victims. Kate Gray, ENN Tonight.
Elon's Gender and LGBTQIA Center collaborates with Crossroads to provide education and community awareness for Elon students. As Elon's sports season comes to a close, focus is now shifting to improvements for the next season. We go live now with Kathan Gandhi in the Mosley Center, where Elon Athletics is hosting an event aimed at increasing student engagement. Kathan?
That's right. If anybody at home has attended the Elon sports games this season, you know that athletics is still searching for a way to fill the stands. Now, tonight, students are helping build that solution. After a recent SGA town hall that highlighted low attendance at student games, Elon Athletic Director Jennifer Strawley said the key is creating a why for students to show up on game day. Now, that conversation is turning into action. Tonight's follow-up meeting focuses first on reinventing the basketball student section. That covers everything from potentially moving the student section within the stadium, possibly renaming it based on student feedback. One popular name that was suggested was The Nest, to even adopting some new chants or songs that help build more of a culture within the arena. After they cover that, they're also going to be talking about tailgating. Historically, tailgating has happened on Bank of America Drive. That's the road that leads up to the football stadium, but this year it was actually moved to the Global Neighborhood parking lots. Last meeting, many students expressed they wished it was moved back to the original road. That's something they're going to be talking about again. And now organizers say the message for this is simple: taking student feedback, using that to change game day to make it something that students want to be a part of. And this meeting is happening on the second floor of the Mosley Center down here at room 215. Happens from 6 p.m. to 7:30. It's still open for any student who wants to come and voice their opinion. That's all I have for you. I'm Kathan Gandhi. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Kathan. The next sporting event on campus will be Elon softball's first game of the CAA tournament against Campbell University at 2:30 this Wednesday at Hunt Park. Next up, an inside look at a student's invention, all to help her grandmother.
And hear from one of the founders of Yappa, an energy drink made right here by 2 Elon students.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Even more than I wanted a gold medal, I wanted a heart of gold, like the mentors who were my balance beams refusing to let me down, and the coaches who spoke out to anything out of bounds, heroes who never stood on podiums, but stood up for me. Every shot I made, give the assist to those who since my youth were referees, ready to blow the whistle and end abuse.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Kudos, Carl. You've always had a need for speed. Racing anything with wheels, speed reading novels in record time, yelling out 3, 2, 1 at every traffic light. But this time, you've taken your power obsession to the next level. By purchasing this electric vehicle, you've given yourself instant torque that blows your old launch times away, which will keep you saying, woo-wee, every time you punch the pedal. Good for your adrenaline, great for the planet. That's the power of EV.
Savers Thrift Store is opening its first North Carolina location in Burlington. The donation-based thrift store has locations across the United States, Canada, and Australia, and now right on Garden Road. The store is set to open on May 7th, but they're already accepting donations to stock their shelves for opening day. The store accepts donations of gently used clothes, household goods, and more on behalf of specific charities. They then pay those charities for the donations before turning around and selling the donations for a profit. This process makes Savers different from similar businesses, as it is a for-profit retailer that supports charity rather than a charity in itself. Each location benefits a different charity. Here in Burlington, the donation funds will go towards the American Red Cross. Elon's Maker Hub hosted their annual Maker Takeover, where students got to show off projects from handcrafted Phoenix wings to 3D printed drones. Our Abigail Hines spoke with one creator who made a practical tool for patients. Let's take a look.
The Maker Takeover featured dozens of student works. While some took a more creative approach, second-year graduate student Nijiana Gadsden made a practical device for injury recovery called NextGate.
I wanted to do something that was mobility focused, basically a patient-centered tool to help somebody if they are recovering from an injury and they want to be more comfortable, if they want to do tasks in their home or get on the bus because not everybody has a car. So just make it more functional for somebody who's recovering from an injury.
Gadsden received the Kickbox Fund, which helped pay for the project and provided her with assistance from engineering staff and students. In the future, Gadsden said she hopes to develop this device into a final product.
I'm grateful to have the money to just go ahead and make a prototype, but next I want to go ahead and make a finished product. So actually learning more about metals and learning more about the best way to make this the best device it could be.
Gadsden says she wants to be able to give this product to people in the community at little to no cost. Abigail Hines, ENN Tonight.
Students interested in visiting the Maker Hub can go to its downtown Elon location or the first floor of Allen Hall in Colonnades E.
And joining me live in the studio today is Juan Daniel Chiriboga, one of the 2 Elon students who founded Yapa, a natural energy drink company. Thank you so much for joining us. So I think the first thing I'm most curious about is, what was your process in designing and creating these drinks?
Thank you so much for having me, Elise. So we started with Bernardo Vargas, my friend and co-founder, a year and a half ago. We both went to the Ecuadorian Amazon. I am from Ecuador. He came with me. We found Guayusa, which is, he tried Guayusa, which is a plant in the Ecuadorian Amazon. We came back, we were thinking about doing a business idea, and then we realized that the energy drink industry was missing something healthy, something that had added benefits, and we decided that Guayusa was the right product for it. And then we started formulation, so we formulated in LA. We found the ingredients that we needed, and then we found a facility where we could co-pack. And finally, we are here with production. These first cans arrived 3 days ago, and yeah, we're very excited to finally have the product here.
That is very excited, your first shipment, and you actually brought some here for us today. So we should try one.
Please.
Do you have a favorite flavor? What should I check out?
I would go with the hibiscus. I'll go with, because I already finished this one.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely not a flavor I've had before. So you talked a little bit about your trip that kind of inspired this. For you as a student, what made you decide to take on this project now as a senior with graduation coming up?
Yeah, so I'm an entrepreneurship student, so I always knew I wanted to do something. And Bernie, he's a comms major, but he always knew he also wanted to do something. So it was perfect for us, and we decided to start now because, first of all, we saw the trend, and we thought it was the right moment. But we also saw the university as a form of support for us because of the networks we have, because of the teachers we had. We could talk to teachers, we have mentors. We've talked to a lot of teachers, including Sean McMahon, Dr. Kennedy, a lot of teachers in the business school, Dina Jean, so many people that have helped us in this process, and they've made this possible that we wouldn't have been able to do that without the support of the school and all those mentors and friends, of course.
That's amazing. What do you want your message to customers to be?
I think they need to understand that we are a truly transparent brand. All the ingredients in the can, you can read them. There's only 6 ingredients. We've added prebiotics, we've added electrolytes. It's only 25 calories, 1 gram total of sugar, no added sugars. So we want to be that transparent ingredient, that transparent brand, that makes customers not only have energy, but also feel good and know that what they're drinking is actually good for them.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Juan Daniel, and back to you at the desk, Charlotte.
Thank you so much for having me.
I've noticed it was cooler than usual last week, with lows all the way down in the mid-40s. Will it warm back up this week? I'll have more in your forecast after the break.
Music and culture filled Phi Beta Kappa Commons as Elon's Black Student Union hosted its annual celebration. Hear about Coolin' on the Commons up next.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
In 4 days. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Did you have a good day at school?
She gave them some broth without any bread.
There you go.
And kissed them all soundly.
Night night.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Women are bad with money. That's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now we've got something to say.
Save it. It's time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Until we're no longer 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
Save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault.
Then, the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Phi Beta Kappa Commons was filled with festivities during the annual Coolin' on the Commons event, hosted by the Black Student Union. The event featured live music performances by artists such as Chemo the Griot, Divine Embers, and Emma Malik, and dance performances by the Alpha Kappa, Alpha, and Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated sororities. Some attendees wore their sorority and fraternity letters and had the chance to get shrimp dishes from a local food truck. This year's celebration also featured lawn games and a photo booth.
And speaking of campus events, there was no April showers, but there may be May flowers. Our Mackenzie Cruz is in the virtual studio with this week's weather. Mackenzie, how are we bringing in the month of May?
Thanks, Alice. We might even see a thunderstorm or two. Now for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tonight we'll have a low of 52 and mostly clear skies. It looks like the beginning of the week will be the high 70s to low 80s, and we will have a UV of 10. 2 days in this week, so remember your sunscreen. For the rest of the week, we're looking at thunderstorms, much needed on Thursday, and then Friday will be a high of 68, going into Saturday, a high of 71. And that's all for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Well, thank you, Mackenzie.
We'll be looking out for this good weather for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, that's all the news we have for you this evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Head over to our website at elonnewsnetwork.com for sports, stories, and more.
And make sure to follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.